Hello, and welcome to Grizzled Gamer Test Drives. The test drives are for those who watch online test drive videos and want to know, what is the drive like? And if you're anything like me, you're a bit of a car guy, you're more interested in what the car actually drives like than perhaps all the modifications you can do to it. You don't really want to see it go up and down a runway in a drag race, because you don't care about that. Well, this is a first impressions video for the retro Comet. I haven't done anything to it other than cosmetic options and upgraded the transmission so I can get the shift points for it. First off, I guess we'll talk about the styling. Personally, I really love it. It's retro, it's classic, reminds me of some of the older RUF cars, and there's a couple of companies nowadays that do resto mods on kind of that era Porsches that give it the really wide body stance, thick tires, and improve the handling. And in comparison to the original Comet, the handling's actually better in this one. Giant spoiler, giant back wheels, and I think the smaller car and perhaps lighter weight, although I haven't looked, keep this car a little bit more planted than the Comet. It's a little bit less likely to slide the ass end out and suddenly decide to change directions and go the other way, which can be frustrating in a race. However, if you're a driver, who likes a driver's car, a car that engages you, that requires you to pay attention the whole time you're driving it, or it's going to turn around and slap you in the face, you're going to enjoy this car. It is capable of being competitive and keeping up with the other sports class kind of race mod cars, I believe. When the snow's gone, I'll do a proper test and get some times. But that's if you know what you're doing. Line it up for the corners ahead of time, floor it, let it plant its ass, and just fire you out of a corner like a friggin' rifle bullet. But if you let off at the wrong place, well, that might not be good. With this car, you kind of got to figure it wants to go sideways. You might as well just get it over with, or at least be prepared for it. If you can catch it, you can power slide it pretty good. But if you let off at the wrong moment, well, see what happens. But it's engaging. Top speed, maybe not the best. Reportedly slower than the original Comet, but. And the kind of tracks that you'd be on to racing if you're a racer and a car guy and a driver who likes challenging races, you're going to be playing kind of tracks like this, where you're probably never going to get to the top speed. Maybe in a backstretch somewhere, but if you know what you're doing, this thing is so fast in the low end, it's so torquey and accelerates so good that if you can line her up in the corners and keep whipping around on you, you can eat those corners up real fast. And by the time you get to the straightaway, you're a third of the way down it because your acceleration's so good. And it's about that point where I think the other cars are going to start catching you up, and if the straightaway's too long, they're going to eat you up because you're not going to have the top speed to stay with them. But in the tight stuff, you line this thing up right, and it'll treat you good. Screw up your race line, drift a little too much, don't brake soon enough, well, you're going to go into a wall. Straight line braking with this thing is not that fantastic, which is contrary to kind of real world Porsches, which this obviously is modeled off of, because they're supposed to have excellent braking. But it's a compromise, I suppose. So if you like a car that keeps you on your toes, and you understand what rear weight bias is going to do to you, especially with turbo lag, which I haven't added to this yet other than the regular stock turbos, well, this car could be a bit of an animal to drive. But I'll tell you one thing, the acceleration is great. You can feel it, it's kind of exhilarating. If you get blasting through corners like this after hitting the apex, it's a good feeling. Just keep in mind, it doesn't brake so great. You kind of want to throw it sideways to get around corners like that, and well, familiarity is a good thing with this car. After a while, you get to know when you throw it sideways kind of how long it takes to grab traction before it's shooting in the other direction. After a while, you can kind of gauge it, and you can kind of work with it, but it takes practice. If you're a casual racer who prefers supercar races or cars that are very predictable in their handling, smooth, save your money, go for a Misacro. You'll win more races in it. If you're somewhere in the middle, go for a Jester. It's great in the corners, not so much top end, adds a little bit of challenge to races because you're not the fastest cat in the block. But you can get them in the corners if you can throw in a good race line. Difference with that car, it's all-wheel drive. You can pull yourself out of trouble more easily. If you want to go no holds barred, no safety measures, race purely on skill, and you know when you want to race, it's not because your car is the fastest. Well, this is a car for you. And as far as options, there's a lot of options in liveries and body styles and bumpers. The rear bumper, not so many, but hey. You can make this car your own, you really can. Both in a street style and in a pure race style. It has interior options a lot like the Sultan RS and the Banshee. And it should make for some good race videos, which again, when we have some dry roads, hopefully we'll get together. And we can put this thing up against some Misacros and some Jesters, excuse me. And hopefully the new sports car with race mods that's coming out at some point, maybe soon. Let's hope. Either way, we'll see you then. And I'll do a dry track comparison to this, maybe compared to a base Comet. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of broke right now. Spend all my money on buying stuff for fun. That being said, check out my other videos. Grizzled Gamer channel. Bloodbone of Darkness is a good series. Little Gods, based on a book, kind of a film adaptation, and just random shits and giggles from my buds online. Have a good one.